Hey guys, I'm John Barklow, and today I want to talk to you about hunting partners. Now, hunting partners are a really important part of going outdoors, especially into the backcountry. A good hunting partnership is going to allow both people to perform at a higher level than they could by themselves. So the group is going to be stronger and more capable than each person would be individually. That's an ideal hunting partnership. A poor hunting partnership can really drag the whole team down and make the trip miserable. We've probably all been out there and, this one person is always negative, or this one person doesn't want to, continue to push, say, over the next ridge and go look into that next basin. And so that can kind of bring morale down. And when you're out in the backcountry, things can be tough, right? People get tired, people get hangry, things don't always go our way, weather can be challenging. And so having that hunting partner that can prop up the person who's down really becomes critical to not just success, but having a good time when you come back down out of the field and you go grab that hamburger and you're still friends. Now, I would caution, friendship is not necessarily the best indicator of a good hunting partner. I've got some great friends, but they're not all my hunting partners. That's because life can kind of get in the way and conspire against somebody who's got the same commitment, the same drive, the same dedication, the same goals that you do, right? Life can get in the way of families and work and financial things and things like that. So friendship is not necessarily an indicator of a good partnership. And I would say if you're not cautious, that if you just default to your friends, it can actually ruin a friendship. I've torched some friendships over the years, not because my friends were necessarily bad hunting partners or climbing partners, but because we collectively weren't a good team. Now, I've also been a really shitty partner, and I didn't know it at the time, but upon reflection, I've realized that, I let my petty shit get in the way. And so, I would be pissed off that somebody got one more stock than I did, or, saw the biggest bull of the trip, or whatever the case may be. And so I realized that I was that poor partner. But when you find a good partner, you can leverage each other for your strengths. So, for instance, I got a buddy who's an amazing navigator, right? Like, this guy looks at a map and he can see things on a map, be it digital or paper, that I just can't see. He can ferret out little terrain features. He's like, I think we're gonna find animals there. I think we're gonna find water there. I think that's a good place to camp. And so he often is the default navigator. Now, that's not my excuse to not be good at navigation or to not keep up on where we are on navigation, but we're relying on him as the best to kind of lead the way. And, if I need to take over, I'm on my own, I certainly have that capability. But, there's things that maybe I do better. Maybe it's my planning. Maybe I have a buddy who's like an exceptional elk caller. And so, yeah, he's going to be the one. But, when it's his turn to shoot, I need to be a good elk caller as well. But we want to leverage each other and help each other be that good team. Now, there's a lot of trust that goes into hunting partnerships. And so ultimately, at the end of the day, we need to be able to trust each other. And I would go so far as to say we need to trust each other with our lives when we're out in the backcountry, because it may come down to that. Now, that's not to kind of blow it out of proportion, but we want to trust each other. We want to have a shared commitment. We want to have a shared commitment to the sacrifice, the pain, the depredation. Hey, are we going to spend the night out, maybe away from camp, maybe with reduced rations, maybe only with a puffy jacket, kind of sitting on this elk or mule deer, or maybe even a ram up in the North Country, because we're going to be in the perfect position in the morning? Or are we just going to start and fighting and moaning and then blow the whole situation up? So hunting partners are a really, really critical component. I think they're the red thread that kind of ties everything together when you go out and you have these big, bold, kind of emotional kind of experiences in the backcountry. That hunting partner can just be that really great extra component that's going to make these trips lifelong memories.